Yes, Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis. Welcome to Dharma Kshetra Gita Study Circle. Let us start with the prayer, invoke the blessings of the Lord, and then start the class. Oh, Narayana Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. And so we are in Raja Vidya Raja Guhya, chapter number 9. So we have repeated this any number of times. Why is this called Raja Vidya and why is this Raja Guhya? One of you just say that and we will proceed. Why is it Raja Vidya? Sneha, can you share? Why is it a royal knowledge? Who is able to unmute and speak? Somebody.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Because it is the ultimate truth to be realized, and that is why it is called Rajavidya. And all of us, many of us may not come to that stage in this particular life. Because we have to come to Bhakti Marga and Jnana Marga to realize it and find a guru. Through Shravana Manana Nididhyasa only we will be able to attain our mumuksha, attain our goal. That is why it is called Rajavidya.
Very nice. So that's the only one Vidya. If you know that, you will know everything else. That's the idea. You don't have to, go around looking for other Vidyas. Only for Papi Pet Ka Saval, you can have other Vidyas. But this is the ultimate Vidya that you should, this is the purpose of human life. And Raja Guhya, like you said, it's not available in the marketplace, though it's now available on YouTube and all that. But still, if it comes Guru Mukhena and if it comes through the Sampradaya of teaching, of imparting the knowledge from the Guru to the Shishyas, then only it is the proper way of learning. Otherwise, what happens? You might ask, okay, there is so much material available on the net, there is so much YouTube. Why can't I do my own study of this Guhya? What is the problem with that methodology? Anyone? Why can't we do that? No, why should we go to the Guru only?
It is very difficult to understand Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita on our own. We may not get all the intricacies and the real meanings. It's for a layman, it is difficult. That's why we require a guru to learn.
Yeah. And also, it is easy to practice if you go through guru, and it's imperishable also.
Okay. And so also who is that? Helappa?
Guru knows what kind of teaching will suit a particular Sishya.
Very good.
And without Guru's advice or guidance, if we start doing, we may get lost.
Perfectly said. It's so easy to misunderstanding these teachings. It's not they are really Guhya only. So the Guru only has to unravel the proper meaning for us. Otherwise, it's very easy to get misled. Correct. And like Anu says, the Guru is the one who can transfer the knowledge to the disciple. Irrespective of how many YouTube lectures we can listen to, there has to be some explanation. And the most important part is satsanga. When we are in a group like this, it's so much more easier to, discuss and get our doubts cleared, ask questions. All that is there. And in the olden days, it was only the Guru Shishya. I mean, they had to go to the Gurukula and sit at the feet of the master, serve the Guru. That Chitta Shuddhi and, clarity, purity and clarity, they are the two canons of learning Vedanta. Purity of the heart, clarity of the intellect. Purity of the heart comes from Karma Yoga and Dhyana. Karma Yoga, Seva. That's why in the Gurukula, they used to make the disciples do Seva in the ashram. Now we have other ways of doing Seva, not a problem. So we have moved on. That's why the Guru and the Satsanga is very, very important. Okay, done. Now today we will go to in the 9.11. What did we do in 9.11? Let me share the slides. The Lord called us all fools in 9.11, isn't it? Mahatmas. Yes. So we have just finished 9.11, which was very critical. Yeah. And God said in 9. In this previous shloka, Vajananti ma mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam majananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. He said, people don't recognize me. Even when I have come as an avatara, manushim tanumashritam, I have taken the form of a man, but people don't recognize me when I'm among them. Nor do they recognize me as the divinity of my personality, which is the unmanifest form. I'm the supreme Lord of all beings. That also they don't know. So God is unsparing, and He calls us out mudhaha. Okay. So we move to the next one. And he continues his tirade against all the mudhas. He goes on to say, moghāśhā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. Okay.
Mogha-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ āśhritaḥ.
Mohinīṁ āśhritaḥ. Correct.
Śhritāḥ.
Correct.
Mogha-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Mohinīṁ āśhritaḥ is correct. We have to do it together and held back. Okay, next.
mogha-jñānā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Yes, very nice. Next. Next.
mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīm āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ āśhritaḥ.
Āsurīṁ chaiva. Āsurīṁ.
Āsurīṁ chaiva rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ āśhritaḥ.
Okay. Next.
Moghā-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Very nice. Next.
mogha-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīṁ āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Very good.
mogha-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīm āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Very good. Who else?
I'll chant.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Rena also will chant with me.
Yes, please.
Okay. मोघाशा मोघ-कर्मणो मोघ-ज्ञान विचेतसः राक्षसीम् आसुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रितः.
Yes. Very nice.
मोघशा मोघ-कर्मणो मोघ-ज्ञान विचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Very nice, Jayashree. Male Pragati, Sneha, Rahul.
Yeah, yes, Sri. Moghāśhā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīm āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Very nice. Pragati, are you able to chant?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sure.
I pulled up.
Oh, so nice.
Moghāśhā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīm āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
All right. Sneha, if you are around, you can chant. Otherwise, we will move on. So, in this shloka, the Lord is totally, he's driving the nail more in the coffin, one more nail in the coffin of the Mudaha.
1 minute, 2 suggestions.
Yeah, helappa.
1, these people who know to chant very well better start barking up and chanting first. Number 2, you chant one time very slowly, let people put it on silent and chant along with you in the corrected version, please.
Okay.
So that we see to it that none of us make any mistake. It's a perfect delivery.
Right. So let us start. Mogha-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīm āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. Okay. What do we do next, Nirmala?
Thank you so much. That's all. I'm sorry.
No, why sorry? That's nice. Arey, don't say sorry and all.
Do we chant together all now?
We can try. If there's a lag.
Okay, one more time you chant. We all put it in silent and chant along with you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Try Jayashree.
No, Purnima, you have to chant. We'll be silent and chanting along with you.
I see. Okay. Mogha-shā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ rākṣhasīm āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. So mogha-shāha, of vain hope, useless hope. Mogha-karmāṇah, of vain actions, useless and vain actions. Mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ, mogha-jñānā, of useless, baffling and vain knowledge. Vichetasaḥ, deluded by these. Rākṣhasīm, of demoniac nature. Āsurīṁ, Āsurīṁ is also another kind of atheistic is what he is saying here. Āsurīṁ chaiva prakṛitiṁ mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. These people of vain knowledge, vain actions, useless thinking, useless knowledge, they are deluded and they have taken refuge, to the material world. They have taken refuge in the material world, material energy, and they are bewildered. They are bewildered by the Maya.
So it is mohinīṁ śhritāḥ, one who are dependent on the mohini's actions.
Correct. Yes. One who
Śhritāḥ. It has to be
mohinīṁ śhritāḥ is how it is, the samasa.
continuously chanted, but if you do a little chandi viched, it is mohinīṁ śhritāḥ.
Correct. Mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. Take shelter. Yeah. So let us dive into this. What is this useless action? What action is considered useless? What desire is considered useless? And what jnana is considered useless? Yes, come on, let us think about this. What is this useless, multiple useless things that we are doing in this world?
Chasing happiness outside of our self.
Correct.
And not realizing we are Satchitananda, but seeking it outside in material objects.
Absolutely. Ashte, online you have said that. Okay. So, desiring anything other than the Lord, running behind desires. Yes, Anu. Useless desires and useless actions. Giving energy to the things that we think which is good, that is action. Jnana Shakti is we think of something. See, that same Maya who is bewildering us has given us all these beautiful energies also. Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Buddhi Shakti, everything, Ichha Shakti, everything she has given. But what are we using them for? Ichha Shakti. We desire something, which is fine. We will come to that later. So we desire what God calls as useless desire. Like what?
Raina will explain, Purnima.
Yes. Yeah, Padmaja, please explain.
Raina wants to say. Yeah, Raina.
Yes, Raina, please carry on.
Little louder.
Actions that are driven by the sins like greed or envy or lust, except gluttony. Those kind of actions are useless actions.
Useless actions. Can you give an example, Raina?
Like when people want to win in a competition by hook or crook and they try to sabotage someone else instead of playing a fair game.
Perfectly said. Very nice. Correct. We have seen so many sports people who have been, their medals have been withdrawn. Their awards have been withdrawn because they were on steroids or whatever it is. And they didn't win fair and square. They didn't compete in a fair and square manner. Correct.
So Asian Games alli Neeraj Chopra papa first attempt alli they couldn't measure it. First attempt they said the other one had come already and we would not measure, so you retake it. So we don't know what would have been that it could have been much more than what. So everyone said it's not a fair one. What they did it. Purposely they did it anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
So adunu ashte organizers ಅವ್ರದುನು their agendas are something else. Nobody is playing fair and square on the face of it at all. Neither the organizers nor the sports people. And then there is a lot of betting happening. We don't know how much of that influences the game. So all this is moghāśhā, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā. Very intelligent. That lot of intelligence is needed to even cheat. It's not a joke. You have to think of ways to beat the system. You should know how not to get caught.
But everything is useless actually. Ultimately, it will not serve any purpose much.
Exactly. It will serve a short purpose. See, all these, we'll go back to our staple examples of all these rākṣhasās who used to do ghora tapas. Ghora tapas they used to do, standing on one leg, cutting off their hands and legs, whatever, Ramana even pulled out his intestines and he played the Rudraveena to propitiate the Lord. But why did he do that? What was his purpose? He wanted Parvati. And then he wanted to take the Atmalinga to his, to his Lanka, to his palace. These are the kind of desires they had. And they did desire immortality also. How? Bodily immortality they wanted. Moghāśhā. How can the body be immortal? I mean, the very nature, the definition of nature is it is changing and is perishes. Death and decay is the dharma of the body, but they ask for immortality. This is the demoniac nature that Krishna is talking about. We seek immortality in the ways of the world, which is not happening. That is a very, very narrow and very utterly self-centered and selfish kind of desire. I want to be immortal. Yes, Nirmala.
Our aim in life is to realize ourselves.
Whose
But-
aim in life? Not everybody's.
No, general, as a human, when you're born, you're
Yeah.
supposed to aim for
Ade.
realizing yourself.
That's the fine print which nobody reads.
Okay? But what we are doing in Hindi, in North India, it is very famous. I'm going to tell you a little story. In North India, it is very famous. Those days, there were no oil mills and all. So there used to be 2 oxen tied, and they used to go around. You know what they will do? They will tie the animal's eyes, and it will go round and round and round and round and round from morning to evening. The ox will think, wow, today I must have covered a lot of distance. From morning, I've been continuously walking. I must have reached far away. But what I've been doing, I've been going round and round and round. I got this human birth last Janma. What I did, I studied, I got married, I had children. They grew up. I fell sick.
More
I
of
died.
the same. More of the same.
Again and again, this is what I'm doing. So what it is, I have wasted my life. What I have done, I have wasted my life because I didn't follow my higher goals. So
Yes.
that is what wasted.
Wasted. So what about these people who build temples and ashrams and hospitals? What about them? Are their actions are also in vain? What do you think, people? Is that also a vain action? Raina, what do you think?
It is of service to society. It's not vain in action. It is one of the ways of karma yoga wherein you reach your higher goals of helping others.
Okay. What? That is one attitude. Oh, that's one this thing. Yes, Nirmala.
It is the attitude. Correct. As Jayashree said, it is the attitude with which you're doing. If you're doing it with, see, I'm the greatest. How beautifully I'm, doing things. I'm the one. If I think like that, it's a wasted activity. I give you a nice, beautiful cup of payasam. Oh, nicely it is purified and it is so tasty with a lot of badam, pista. In front of your eyes, I'm just putting 1 drop of poison, not much. Only 1 drop of poison. Will you touch that poison? Will you drink that poison?
There is nothing to do, Papa.
Pride is something like that. Once a bit of pride comes, it's a moghāśhā.
Moghāśhā. Anybody else? Service done with expectations. Okay, let me see what she's saying. Service done with expectations will lead to karma depending on their activity. Very perfect. Perfect. What is the expectation? When I donate to a temple, I will say, carve my name on the steps.
My name should be on one of the steps. Or on a billboard.
On a placard, they should put my name. So all these social service activities, which is good, that is also done with a selfish attitude.
One chota light, big name will be written below. I have donated.
Purnima, in our apartment, there were Ganesha festival celebrations.
Correct.
So either full organizing or planning or everything, me and there's one more girl called Namita. So Namita and Padmaja are planning full thing, coordinating everything we are doing for the whole things. And then we are calling people and all. So at the end of that, no, the other person who knows that we are doing it, he said, we are very thankful to Namita and Padmajanta. So Nam group ali we are calling and people, no. So then that one of the aunties, she was also doing it. She got very upset. ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. We said we also didn't want our name there. ನಮಗೂ actually ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ okay, if you don't want, then why do I want anta? I said, where did I say I want? So some people really expect it, you know.
Yes.
So
they do it for the sake of getting some recognition. You know who the classic example? Rahul, we know him. Karna. Arjuna's brother Karna. Poor fellow, his whole life was in vain, wasn't it? Just think about it. Moghāśhā, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā. Why moghāśhā? He was born, Papa, he was abandoned by his mother, and he always resented that. He couldn't accept it, isn't it? He couldn't accept it. And then he wanted to be known as a Kshatriya. He didn't fit in with the charioteer's house or Papa, whoever's house. He wanted to be given his rightful place. His whole effort, his whole life was in getting that recognition. And so when it was not given in the rightful manner, he went to the wrong fellow like Duryodhana.
Even his guru found out. He went as Brahmin.
Found out, Papa.
He went as Brahmin to Parshurama to learn. So she taught him all the vidyas. And one day he was, I hope you know the story. Everybody knows that he was, Parshurama was lying in Karna's lap and sleeping. And he didn't want to disturb his guru. So he was just keeping there one black bee. Bore into his eyes.
That was who? Indra. It was supposed to be Indra, right?
And he didn't say, because he didn't want to disturb his guru. Parshurama woke up and said, sorry, Brahmins don't have this much pain withstanding quality. You must be a Kshatriya. So all that you have learned, when you really need it, it will not come and help you. So last minute, when he needed, no help.
Mogha-jñānā. Waste knowledge, Papa. It's very sad, but his sankalpa itself came from the wrong place. His sankalpa was not for moksha or anything. His sankalpa was very worldly, that I want my rightful place in the world. That was his whole life was, it was scripted by that, driven by that sankalpa. Therefore, poor Karna, he could not accept his foster parents. He hankered for recognition. And then he didn't get anything. He asked Kunti also to, mujhe apnao. She said, no, I have my 5 sons. They are the Pandavas. I will take care of them. You please go to your parents who have looked after you with love. No, he could not do that. And then what did he do? He turned to Dana. He wanted to be known as a Dana, Veera, Shura, Karna. Even that desire was that hankering for recognition. Okay, I didn't get anything. I'll give away everything that I have. Even that came from a very, unhealthy space. Poor fellow. So, complete the whole life of Karna is moghāśhā, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā, vichetasaḥ. Out of frustration. I didn't get my place under the sun, even though I am the son of the sun. So, I don't want anything. That was his, this thing for Dana also.
But last minute, Krishna himself went and took the Dana and fructified his life and gave him moksha.
Moksha, Papa. Very nice. But his whole life was under pressure of raga dvesha. Oh, that is the definition of this moghāśhā. All of us who do something under the pressure of our likes, strong preferences, strong likes and dislikes, that is useless. The sankalpa has to be much higher and nobler. Otherwise, all our actions are, moghāśhā, useless, vain. Because why vain? You might get your immediate sankalpa, might be fulfilled. You might build the dream house, you might buy the dream car, and everything might happen. But what will happen? After a while, you'll grow tired of it. You want more of the same, or you want something else. There is no full stop to it. There is no end to it. As long as we know that this is only, this is just this is okay, it is fine, I'll take it, but this is not the end of my life, anta tilkondre matra, then there'll be some kind of samadhana in my head. Otherwise, if I keep on running behind these other things, there is no end to it. That's the only thing. And
desires can never be satisfied by fulfilling it. Desires are like fire, tongues of fire. The more you give, you think you give ghee, then it will be quelled. No, quenched.
Ask for more ghee.
More. It will come, it will grow and ask for more. Desire is something like that. It is not going to reduce by satisfying it.
Yes.
So, contentment is the only way to your goal.
Mogha-jñānā is aparavidya. How much ever you acquire this aparavidya, that it would not mogha-jñānā. It is a mogha-jñānā. Therefore, only Raja-vidya is proper jnana. No contentment like Raktabija-asura, like what she said, the fire, the tongues of fire, the desires will eat us up. And what all? Mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ. Vichetasaḥ, we are deluded by, what is this vichetasaḥ? Totally no discrimination. We lose our sense of propriety. No discrimination. All our choices, our sankalpas, our actions, our whole focus is devoid of discrimination. We don't know what is shreyas, we don't know what is prayas. What is good for me, what is not good for me in the ultimate sense? No idea. You know how all these, recently this phenomenon of TikTok was there. Some challenge is given. I'm sure Raina will know. Some challenge is given which is so hard. People try to follow that. They have to do that and they have to upload a video and get more likes. All sorts of mogha desires. Unnecessary and useless and dangerous also. Jump from a height, or so many children, we had reports of so many children indulging in, influenced by this TikTok and other sort of challenges on YouTube, who destroyed their lives trying to follow that. Mogha-jñānā, moghāśhā. That's what happens when there is no discrimination. And also, while doing such things, while entertaining these kind of desires, we flout Dharma. We flout Dharma. Therefore, even the earlier example of building hospitals or orphanages or whatever, if there is no chitta shuddhi, if there is no purity in the heart, all the actions are they're like Anu said, they come back to us in the form of papa or punya. And again, we have to do that chakkar, like that oxen. We have to do the chakkar. So, flouting dharma. This is what Krishna calls in this shloka as rākṣhasī pravritti. Rākṣhasī pravritti is those who flout dharma. What is the dharma? We know what is dharma. What is adharma also we know, like Duryodhana said. I know what is dharma, I know what is adharma, but still I want to do it. That is the rākṣhasī pravritti. I just cannot get out of the spell of raga and dvesha. That is rākṣhasī pravritti. And what is this āsurī pravritti? Āsurī pravritti is self-centered nature. This asuraha are a little more better than this rakṣhasaha. Asura is a self-centered fellow who wants instant gratification. The definition of asura is asushu ramante iti asuraha. Asushu. Asu means the sense organs. The one who is pulled by the sense organs is an asura. Whatever I see, I want. Whatever I smell, I want to have that flower. I want to eat what good aroma I get from something, I want to eat it. The ones who are always reveling in their sense organs are called asuraha. Asuri pravritti. See, most of us might not be demons, but somewhere or the other, thoda asuri pravritti will be there. I want.
Yeah, Ravana was in moha of Sita. He wanted, though she was wife of another person, he desired her.
Yes, he was both asura and rakshasa, both, because he was dangerous to not only to himself, but he was dangerous to the world also. these Asuri people are self-centered people. They will just go on gratifying their senses throughout their lives, which most of us, 99% of the population, do that. Asuri pravritti.
Vikruta kama. Vikruti kamado.
Vikruti kama. Go on gratifying, instant gratification. And then in these days of online shopping and all, we have to be really, really careful how we indulge our desires just like that. I think of something, there it is on my phone, tuck, 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 place an order. And then clutter the bloody world with all these packaging material. It really bothers me a lot. How much packaging material is being used by these online shopping indulgences. Okay, that is another thing. Okay, so mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. Mohinīṁ is, of course, Maya. Mohini is tamas. Mohini, predominantly tamas. We are deluded by tamas. Tamas means all these rākṣhasī and asuri pravritti will come to the fore when there is more tamas in me. Another beautiful story of the Mohini who came with the Amrita to give the Rakshasas. How the Rakshasas were deluded during the Amrita Mantana? Because of Mohini. It was because of Yoga Maya that Vishnu himself came and deluded them. Why? Because they were always attracted by the world senses. They were attracted to her beauty. So like idiots, they went behind the Mohini. That is what the world is. The world is Mohini. The world is Mohini. That's what God is saying is moghāśhā, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ, prakṛitiṁ āsurīṁ, rākṣhasīm, āsurīṁ chaiva, mogha-jñānā vichetasaḥ, mohinīṁ śhritāḥ. So now here is the big question that we want to answer. Is it a sin to desire? What's wrong with desire? Is it, it is wrong to indulge my little poor, I want to have tea in the morning. Is it wrong? Sneha, tell.
Like Nirmala said, the only answer to desire is contentment.
So only when I have my tea, what to do? Is it wrong? Should I feel guilty?
No.
Okay, why?
Because that will only make it, I don't know. I don't know how to put it in words, but guilt is definitely not a healthy feeling. The answer is contentment. Be happy with what you get, right?
Okay.
As I am living in this world as BMI, I have to maintain this vehicle. And nothing wrong in eating and drinking and having some fun along the way to maintain this vehicle.
Very good. Correct. Any more inputs, please? All of us, let us share.
One cup of tea is okay.
Okay.
Some people know one full jar itkondo aga kudiyo, that is not okay. That is only Asuri desire.
Indulging.
Yes.
Asuri desire is. Okay, Nirmala.
Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharmic way doing things is allowed. You can have. My hand ends where your nose begins. I have to follow that. Where I don't encroach on anybody. I have minimum desires and I'm contented with whatever I have. I look at my neighbor and say, oh, wow, he has that. I don't have it. If I go behind like that, that is ruin. Whatever, it is the difference between need and want.
Need and greed.
Greed. What I need, that desire is allowed. As a human being, I'm born, as I think it was Chanda who said, I have this body and mind. Accordingly, I have to lead a life. To that extent, dharmic, you're allowed. It is only the greed part where you step on the Lakshman Rekha. That's where the problem start.
Okay.
Now Raina will tell Purnima.
Yes, please. Yes, please, Raina.
It's not a sin to desire, but it's a sin if someone is like very attached to the outcome of it. And it's also a sin if it's at the expense of someone else, like how Duryodhana was ready to burn the palace and kill all the Pandavas just because he wanted the throne.
Perfect. Perfectly said, Raina. Perfectly said. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಲು ನೋಡು ಮಗು. Anu says, no, it's not wrong to have desire, but there shouldn't be attachment for it. Exactly what Raina also said. You shouldn't be attached to your desire to the extent of destroying other people and yourself in the process. The first person I'm going to destroy is myself, and then the world around me. Very correct. Rahul, eating to satisfy hunger versus eating to satisfy our tongue. Oh my God, that's a hard one, Rahul. My tongue, it asks for more, you know. That's really, really hard. The tongue
Even
is
power hungry, being hungry about power, like Devegowda keeping it for his sons and grandsons and nanage, nanmakkalage, mommakkalage, everybody you go on doing for generations.
Rākṣhasī pravrutti.
Okay, look at our Modi ji. He is in power, but Loka Kalyana marta idare avaru. So power should be used discriminately.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Correct. Any more? Kamala, Shaila, Indra?
No, I just wanted to tell that if having a cup of tea is fine, but you should be okay even if you don't get in one day.
Beautifully. That is the point. You should be okay even if you don't get it or you miss it one day. Perfectly said, Kamala. Innenu, Indra?
Yeah, that's what Purnimaji, if it doesn't lead to addiction.
Addiction. Okay, very good. So all this is there's one step more. Whatever we said is perfectly perfectly all right. One step more in Vedanta, we have got something called Indra. All of you know, the moment I said, oh yeah, you will say Bhoga Vasana and Bandha Vasana. Right? There are Bhoga Vasanas and there are Bandha Vasanas. Vasanas are Vasanas, but there is a slight, gradation in them. Bandha Vasanas are those tendencies or raga dveshas that bind us. I have to have something, my whole life depends on that kind of Bandha Vasanas. What are the Bandha Vasanas in my life? Which I really love, which is really hard to, I am not able to let go of them. Bandha Vasanas. And these are the Bandha Vasanas which make me come back again and again in this cycle of life. Bandha Vasana. Yenappa adu Bandha Vasana? Heli. What is your Bandha Vasana? What is most dear to you in your life? What is most dear to me?
My life and immortality beku nange.
Life and immortality beku in what sense? In
the same body.
Oh boy. Okay.
That is a Bandha Vasana I'm saying.
Correct. Yes, Neha, you said something?
Attachment to immediate, kith and kin.
Yes. Children, husband, parents. Yes. Bandha Vasana. Anything else? For some, it's the profession, their company they have built perhaps. No, their baby. It's my baby. My company is my baby. They lose it and, yes, Nirmala.
Me, mine, finish.
I, me, myself. I, me, myself. Everything I do is for my... See, even that Bandha Vasana is for my gratification only, no? Because it makes me happy. My child does something beautiful, it makes me happy. Everything comes back to me all the time. So this is Bandha Vasana. We need to be really, really... That's a very hard, thing to get out of, this Bandha Vasana. That's why all this jnana is very, very important. Bhoga Vasana is this, having a cup of tea or, wearing good clothes, try to look good.
Even a jnani, even a sannyasi has a bhoga vasana.
Look at Krishna, how beautifully he dresses himself all the time. With one Navilgari on his head, with lovely clothes, Pitambara. And that Vishnu is he's a Alankara Priya, Vishnu we say. So all that is fine. And of course, that is all our bhaktas. We are the ones who go and put all the garlands and all on him. But still, it is to show us that it is fine to have these little bhoga vasanas. It is perfectly all right.
I was listening to a video yesterday. Yes. There the Gnani, Sarvapriyananda said, who likes a grumbling Gnani? Who likes a grieving Gnani? We want a Gnani who is well attired and well spoken, everything. He should be pleasant. He should not have, it should be pleasant.
Yeah, very, very correct. So we have to be pleasant for our own sake and for the sake of the environment. We cannot go around with grumpy faces. Intermittent fasting, whoever has done it, you know how grumpy you feel, right? In the middle of it, it's really, really hard. So they should be, see, my tata, my maternal grandfather used to say only one thing, especially regarding eating. Because the tongue, acharavillada nalige, you know, what does the tongue, the tongue is the most, dangerous thing, that organ that we have in our life. The tongue speaks, it has a tendency to gossip and destroy lives, and it has a tendency to go on consuming. So what do we do? As far as eating is concerned, Tata used to say, Hita book, Mitha book, Samyak book. Eat good food, which is sattvic food, hitavagiro uta ahara togobeku, hita, not too spicy, not too pungent, not too sweet, not too salty. Hitavagiro ahara, mita, little portions, and samyak. Timely you have your food. That's all. Which is fine. That is the way to be. So that is my this thing for bhoga vasana of eating. Okay, fine. Anything else you want to say, people, on this? Is it a sin to desire? As per dharma, like as per dharma, is perfectly ordered to desire. It's perfectly fine. If you're in dharma, if you're like Nirmala said, if you don't, my freedom stops where your nose begins. What is the meaning of that statement? It should not hurt the other person. To that extent, I can indulge in my desires, and I should know my limitations, and I should know the limitations of what the desire will do to me also. I know. Now I have a cup of tea, tomorrow again I will have to have that cup of tea, because it is insatiable. This is the chakkar. That is the nature of these senses. So that I should be aware of. That's all. Then it is fine. Amela, innenappa, what else?
No, we are Ananda Swarupi. We are Ananda Swarupi. So nothing wrong in being happy all the time. And that's enjoying bliss and this deha, but still you can get happiness out of whatever work you, little things. Don't get carried away, but there has to be happiness.
Chinna chinna asai. That's a beautiful phrase, no? Chinna chinna asai. Yes, Neha?
This indulgence, it's so important to draw a line between our basic little desires and indulgence. Yes. Because we ultimately face the consequences of indulgence. Yes. Avaga, it becomes so hard. So I see that, that action reaction over there. Like a small example, namage devrige alankara madak namage ishta anta heli. Now we decorate the god, especially during festivals, with so many flowers, more than required. Adanna next day tegiyovaga, it just pinches me so much. Eshtu fresh agiro hoovu ನಾವು ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. I mean, what do we do with it ultimately, right? ಅದೇ ತರ the same thing, when without any discrimination by things, right?
That's really...
when we get pulled in by especially these ads online and all that, and finally when we are clearing the clutter one day,
exactly,
just to free ourselves, free our minds, avaga it becomes a burden. The unnecessary things become such a burden. So again, we are facing our own karmas there.
Yes, we're cluttering earth with all this packaging material.
Yes, absolutely.
so much. Flowers, I don't mind so much, Neha, frankly, because it's okay. They're at least they are biodegradable, and it's a
No, but finding the right place even for biodegradation these days is not easy, right?
Not easy. It's not easy. That's the way it's going. But these things, they have a momentum. It can't be stopped. You can't stop this online
Correct.
shopping.
We can't stop, but every time it happens to me, I find that it is so burdensome. So for now I've even come to feel that gifting things, right? When we yado on occasion yado birthday aitu, gifting them things is also such, I mean, the greatest gift we can give somebody is to not give them anything material, is what I've come to realize. Gifting a plant, they'll be obligated to water the plant and take care of it. I feel that is the best gift.
Very nice. Yeah, correct. See how in our little ways we can try to make the world a better place in our own little places. Really, it makes a lot of difference.
And it is such a hard task to think of the right gift, the most appropriate gift to somebody. We just give them something that's the easy way out, but it is finally a burden to that person.
Very true, very true. And
my husband keeps saying, don't take any gift for a wedding. Either our presence there is the present. 100%. He keeps saying that. Don't buy anything.
True blessings to the couple without just the desire to go and eat, have that lunch or dinner.
See, all these social mores we cannot change overnight, or nor can we avoid, and we'll be upsetting people by taking very harsh stand. It's all very dicey. We should know how to manage these things, Ashte. And don't let that bother you too much, Neha. Don't worry about it. I mean, things have a way of evening out. So, yeah. And somebody prints, gifts, don't bring gifts. I take it very seriously. I will not take a gift. Like you said, it's unnecessary and it's a burden. But little kids, they are so happy when they are given a packet, when they open it. They love it. But then that phase will also go.
Correct.
I mean, don't bother yourself too much about it, Sneha. It's okay. Yeah, it does bother. I agree. But on a day-to-day basis, if we go on, thinking too much about it, it can be very disturbing. Anything else, people? What else you want to share on this? We are done with this. Is it a problem to sin? A problem to desire? It is not, as long as it's under control, as long as it has got a limited purpose, as long as that I can do without it, as long as I know that my life doesn't depend on it, it's okay to desire. And I know haske iddashtu kal chacha beko. And that's a very old, wise thing to do. I know how much I can stretch myself, even to buy a certain thing, how much loan I have to take, how many years it will take for me to, give that loan. All that, if we have the sense, it's perfectly all right. I think most of us manage within the framework, which is fine. But the compass should always point north. The desire should only be for God and nothing else. Ultimately, Dehatma Buddhi, one kade. Always Atma Buddhi should be there. Adi Shankara calls the people with Dehatma Buddhi as demons. Nothing less. Adi Shankara was such a, austere monk that for him, anything to do with Deha, the sannyasis are like that. Anything to do with Dehatma, they think it's a sin. So we are not like that. We are all Grihasthas. And so we can have these little asais, no problem. That is it. Asuri pravritti and mohini pravritti, mohini śhritāḥ, all this is done for today. Anything else you please share, and then we can stop. Fortunately, from the next sloka, God is being very kind. He will tell about the better qualities of humans and what we should follow. He'll talk about Mahatmas. That will give us the roadmap, what we should do, Anta. Yes,
this paragraph, this two lines are elaborated in 13th chapter.
Kshetra Kshetradna Vibhaga Yoga. Beautiful chapter. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm waiting to. No, there are so many beautiful chapters to cover before that.
No, but especially these things will be fully explained in detail in the 13th
chapter. Yes.
If you have, if somebody has time, I can tell you a small story, quick story.
Yeah, please. We are waiting for the story and then we'll close.
So one man says, "Oh God, I am going to commit suicide." God says, "Why, my dear? I am unsuccessful in everything I am doing. Nothing is rectifying. Everything I am doing is not working out. So I want to commit suicide." God says, "I am there for you. Don't worry. I'm there for you." I will tell you one story. With that, you will be able to understand. So, I planted 2 seeds. One became a creeper. Another was a bamboo tree. In 1 year's time, the whole earth was filled with leaves. It had, built so many grapevines of creepers and it was full. Whereas, not even a sprout came out of that bamboo. Okay, then what happened? Second year happened, it spread even more. The whole earth was full with leaves and everything. No while, bamboo did not grow. Third year happened, even more. Became lush, green and beautiful. Still no sound that I ever planted of the bamboo. Fourth year, just 2 leaves showed their head up. Okay, then what happened? Fifth year, it started growing. By the time this had just totally spread. Okay, then what happened? Okay, what is the big deal? Okay, it has grown up. And in 5 years' time, this is just, fully taken up the whole earth. And whereas this thing has just grown 1 inch. But the difference is, it is only spreading down. But look at the bamboo. One day, it will go to the height which it desires. In all these 4 years, what it was doing, it was not silent. It was developing spreading all the roots under. So that it will grow into a tall bamboo.
Beautiful. And it will become Krishna's flute.
Yes. Oh, that story also I told, no?
I'm not sure. Did you?
Quickly. So the Radha says, how come this bamboo, why we have to go to Krishna and he is deluding us, he is running away, whereas you bamboo, he is all the time tucking you inside his, waist belt. That's not fair. Oh, Radha, don't ask, don't wish for it. Why? What happened? One day, Krishna came and asked, can I take you? I said, sure. I didn't know what I was getting into, Radha. Immediately he cut me, put me in the sun for 5 days. Then he just, drilled me with a screwdriver and full masala he took out. Then he put holes in me. Now what of me is left is just the shell. And I'm just used for the music he plays through me.
That is the right asha that I should have. Perfect. You can have all the ashas in the world. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's example, one very famous example, that 0, 0, 0, the zeros have no value, but you put 1 behind the 0, how many ever, after 1, how many ever zeros you add, the value badega. So that 1 is God. In front of all my desires, let me put God first. 1, God. Then all the zeros will make sense. All the desires will make sense. More of that.
All my actions will fructify.
Fructify. More of that in the next sloka.
Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, before you open a jackfruit, apply oil and then open.
Yes.
Same way, divinize yourself first and then get into this world. Nothing will touch you.
Yes.
Well, you can just swim through this world unattached and royally.
Yes. Beautiful. So, okay, the last word, anyone wants to add something? Shweta has been very quiet. Pragati has been quiet. Hey, one takeaway from all of us, and then we'll close. One takeaway. Otherwise, I feel I've been talking to myself. Nirmala is, contributing otherwise, and Jayashree, some of us. Rest of us, one takeaway. Chandra, one takeaway ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿಪ್ಪ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದು ಪಾಠದ್ದು. ಇದೀರಾ? ಯಾರಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Pragati, yes.
I want
Yes, carry on.
Yeah, go ahead. I wanted to add one point to what Nirmala ji was saying. Like, there is no end to desires. There is a story about the king Yayati, who requested his son to donate an extra lifetime to him so he could enjoy and then relish all the desires. But at the end of the entire second lifespan, after enjoying like way too much, he then realizes like there is no end to the desires and you can never fulfill them.
Correct.
So that is, I think, very appropriate to understand this. So there is, the moha has no end.
No end. Yayati was fortunate. In the same lifetime, he was able to realize that. If we don't do it in one lifetime, punarapi jananam, puranapi maranam.
Yeah, he got like one extra lifetime he borrowed from his son.
Puru, no? Yeah.
Take away from Raina.
Yeah.
Raina, take away from Raina. Helama.
You should keep working even if you don't see any results, like the bamboo tree, and keep building the roots, and as long as you keep working, one day it will sprout.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Thanks, Raina. That was a lovely takeaway.
ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಚಾಚಬೇಕು.
ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಚಾಚಬೇಕು. Right. Perfect. Amele?
Don't miss your one. We hold on to the God in spite of the many number of zeros.
Perfect. Amele, Shaila, Kamla, Shweta, Rahul, Anu.
I think I just wanted to add one point, Purnimaji. That sloka where the theist and the atheist, at some point of life, navelrunu atheists agirtivi. When we decide not to do something which is ethical, or when that it might be a very, very minor choice that we take, but those are those moments we actually forget God. So, and at that point of time, we are atheists. So, I think if we are humble enough to accept that we are not theists, all the while we are yet to become theists. So, hogi bandu now we are on and off atheists and theists ourselves. So, I think being so steadfast on the concept of God. Easy, but in our day-to-day lives, there are moments when we become atheists too. So I think, we need that conviction.
Beautifully said, Rahul. Because next sloka is, that's what God says, how the theist behaves. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakṛitiṁ ashita. Idu mohinīṁ prakṛitiṁ, rākṣhasī prakṛitiṁ. Next he talks about daivīṁ prakriti, śhritāḥ. Bhajantyaha ananta manaso. Jnātva bhūtādim avyayam. They know me as the imperishable and they know me as the cause behind all actions, and then so they bhajante mam ananya manasa. That is a theist. Beautifully said. The theist is one who never forgets God, even in his sleep, deep sleep also. Amele, Kamala, Shweta, take away.
Not having desire is also not good. No, that will lead to inaction. So having right desire is good.
Having the right desire. And what is the right desire now that we are in Vedanta?
Being not attached to the result.
Very beautiful. Karmanyevadikaraste. Very good. All right. And then Shweta, are you able to talk?
I'm still outside, but yeah, I'll try. I think at the end of the day, desires are unlimited, right? When you're in good satsang, when you come into the path of Vedanta or all, where you finally start meeting people, where you start thinking about God, even for 1 minute of the day, that's already a change. So that a minute should become 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So we need to increase our what do you call it?
Yeah.
We should like reading, when you're reading, you teach your kids to read for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So we should start increasing how much we think about God each day. So that way the desire starts, it's like a balance, right? Desire is like heavily weighted. So now thinking of God for a minute today, 2 minutes today, tomorrow, 3 minutes, keep increasing. At some point, we'll get to a place we balance with God, desire. So I think that's where we need to get to.
Very nice. Good practical way of looking at it. Thanks, Shweta.
I understand better when I apply practicality for me.
Exactly. That's the whole point, no? Unless we know
and
how.
That's what it is, right? Being in satsang, at least, before I didn't even think about Bhagavad Gita for 1 minute. Now, at least Fridays, first it was by force I came to this class, to be honest. Then I started to enjoy it. Now I look forward for it for the whole week. Once the class is done, I'm thinking about the next class already. So that's improvement for me personally. So
that means the whole week you're thinking of God only. No, good.
No. I'm not that good yet. At some point in time in day, I'll say, oh, Bhagavad Gita's class coming 3 days away, 4 days away, like 2 days away.
Don't worry. In the next class, we will see how we can think of God all the time when doing everything. That's what they've been doing, this karma yoga is all about that. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
And then Yarappa, Indra, Raja, anything?
Yeah. My takeaway is not to be attached to the desires, attach yourself to the one, that is a God, and so that the zeros will be more valuable now. When we are attached to God, our zeros will be proper. The desires will be proper after that.
Correct.
So now I'll keep remembering. Whenever desire comes, I'll hold on to one. Then the desires will be good.
It makes sense also. That desire also will be turned into one this thing only, worship.
Good.
Worship. Very good. Sneha, I know you shared a lot, but one takeaway if you are around. Otherwise, we will close. Anu? Can't talk. Okay. All right. That was a lovely session. Thank you all for your hearty participation. And look forward to more in the next class. All right. What's the next class? Is 14th. Asato ma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma mamrutangamaya om shanti 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 nanu nanembudu nanalla ideha manabuddhi nanalla Satchidanandatma Shivananu Nane Shivoham 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 Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you, everyone.